Yes, 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 yes.
He gave us the music we live by, the beats that defined memories, road trips, heartbreaks, and sunrises. But the one person who couldn't escape his own sound was the man who made it. This is the haunting, beautiful life of Tim Bergling, Avicii. Born in 1989 in Stockholm, Sweden, Tim was the youngest of 4 children. His mother, Anki Lidén, was a famous Swedish actress. His father, Klas Bergling, a successful businessman. But Tim wasn't loud or attention-seeking. He was introspective, sensitive, a thinker. At 16, he discovered FL Studio. While most kids were playing video games, Tim was building soundscapes, obsessively, endlessly. He didn't see music as notes, he saw it as emotion. He would spend entire nights crafting melodies alone in his room, uploading tracks to online communities like Laid Back Luke's forum, where his talent quickly caught the eyes and ears of the industry. He named himself Avicii after a level of hell in Buddhism, Avicii, meaning the lowest realm of suffering. He didn't choose that name for the cool factor, he chose it because he felt it. Then came Levels, a track with a drop that changed the entire EDM landscape. Euphoric, melancholic, iconic. Released in 2011, it was a cultural reset that catapulted EDM into the pop mainstream.
Avicii, he came to me to play his album when he did Wake Me Up. I told him, like, you're gonna become bigger than me.
I would say Avicii was definitely one of the greatest producers of all time. His music touched so many people.
Avicii wasn't just another DJ, he was the DJ. He bridged pop and electronic music in a way that no one had. Madonna asked him to remix Girl Gone Wild. Coldplay invited him to co-produce A Sky Full of Stars. Even legends like Nile Rodgers collaborated with him, drawn to his unique ear for melody.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
She's the queen of pop.
Are you ready?
I am ready. Well, this is the first time I'm headlining this as well, so I'm like really nervous.
Is this your first headline?
It's good? Yeah, it's first time.
But beneath the lights, something darker brewed. Tim was pushing himself too far. His team, the industry, his own perfectionism. It was all accelerating, too fast. By 22, he was performing nearly 300 shows a year. That's almost a show every night. Jet lag, stress, and relentless demands from promoters and managers. There was no real rest, no real home, no room to breathe. Behind every sold-out crowd was a panic attack. Behind every after-party, a moment of crippling anxiety. He once described waking up in hotel rooms, unsure of which city he was in, and feeling an emptiness that fame couldn't fill.
We understand your situation in that you're in the middle of a world tour and whatnot. You got other things that you need to do.
In January 2012, he was hospitalized for acute pancreatitis brought on by excessive alcohol consumption. At just 22, doctors told him to stop drinking immediately or risk permanent damage.
I never felt this good before, which is kind of cool going from being,
Tim wasn't a rock star. He didn't thrive in the spotlight. He once said, "I was introverted and sensitive. I preferred being alone in the studio to being in front of thousands." He hated touring, the noise, the endless travel, the persona he had to maintain. He was a creator, not a performer, but the industry didn't care, fans didn't know, and Tim didn't want to disappoint anyone. Finally, in 2016, he said, "Enough." Tim shocked the world by announcing his retirement from touring at just 26.
EDM lovers like me, but I think everybody knows Avicii. So now it turns out he's resigning.
And for the first time in years, he began reclaiming his life. Tim spent the next 2 years seeking peace. He traveled to Madagascar, Tuscany, and other places far from the chaos of the industry. He meditated. He read books on philosophy. He cooked meals with friends. He started exploring acoustic sounds, collaborating with songwriters on projects that truly inspired him. In 2017, he released the Avicii EP. Critics and fans called it his most personal and soulful work yet. Tracks like Without You revealed a raw honesty. The melodies were bright, yet tinged with melancholy. He was healing, but the shadows hadn't disappeared, they just went quieter. In April 2018, Tim traveled to Oman, a place he hoped would bring peace. He journaled his thoughts, capturing glimpses of hope and struggle. He called friends. He took photos of the breathtaking sunsets. He smiled in the sun, as if trying to hold on. That was the day Tim passed away. He took his own life. He was just 28 years old.
Failing physical and mental health, Avicii broke a bottle.
The world stopped. The beat went silent, and the silence spoke louder than any song. In his memory, Tim's family created the Tim Bergling Foundation, dedicated to mental health awareness and suicide prevention, especially for young people in high-pressure, creative fields where vulnerability is often hidden. His unfinished songs were later compiled into TIM, a posthumous album crafted with love by his collaborators. Songs like Heaven felt like messages from beyond, a final gift to the world. And his music, it lives on, in clubs, on playlists, in our hearts. He made joy from sadness and beauty from pain. Avicii wasn't just a DJ. He was a poet in a world of noise, a deeply human soul in a superhuman spotlight. He gave a voice to emotions many were too afraid to speak about. He showed us that you can be wildly successful and still be struggling, that the strongest people are often the quietest, and that asking for help is never weakness, it's courage. This was his story, one of light and shadow, of rhythm and silence, of a soul who gave the world everything he had and taught us that life, like music, is fragile, powerful, and worth sharing. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more captivating short stories.